Well, hello students, and I thought I'd make this video right here around President's Day, Happy President's Day, and realizing that, oh my gosh, as of today, we are halfway through the course. And what I want to share with you is that I have been looking over some really amazing threads, and for some of you that have already submitted your first essay on culture was absolutely great. I appreciate the time and effort all of you guys are putting into this course. Um, when it comes to change, we need to have that entrepreneurial spirit. We need to be able to know how to crack markets. And you're saying, well, what does all this have to do with leadership? Well, it has everything to do with leadership. Because as a good leader, you need to be someone that has an idea on vision, mission, and strategy at all times. And that has to be at the forefront of your thinking. You just finished an area where we talked about communicating across cultures. And now, going into the next chapter starting tomorrow, you're going to be getting into cross cultural negotiations and decision making, which is key because now you're really going to get into a firm strategy and the stakeholders that are involved in those strategies. And the idea is in the negotiation, you always have that strategy in mind. And there are different phases or stages of the negotiation process. And now, where we're global, we're talking about cross cultural business negotiations. And as we already had talked about and touched base on, there are different negotiating styles around the globe. And the idea is to recognize how these negotiations are managed. You really have to understand the cultures. Um, Everything has behavioral values. And to understand those behavioral values, you need to understand the complexities of looking at the Belgians, the Japanese, the Chinese, high and low risk, and all of that. And now all of this seems to come together. And then when we get into um, formulating strategies in chapter 6, and then we talk about in chapter 7, we implement those strategies and we become familiar with the meaning of strategic alliances. And I really think that this is very, very important. What is a strategic alliance and how does it work? Then into chapter 8, organizational structures and control systems. This is really an exciting chapter because now, when we break down virtual walls, we begin to understand the role of technology and the role of control and monitoring systems. Then finally, in chapter 9, we look at, here again in week 6, we look at staffing, training, and compensation for those that work globally, nationals, international managers, and the role of the host country for training people in other countries where they do business. And this is really exciting stuff because they have a very unique compensation package. And then in week 7, now we talk about developing a global management cadre. And we look at developing top managers that have a lot of global experience and how they adapt, how they transfer, how we become familiar with the use of global management teams, and recognizing the roles of women around the world in international management. Um, Labor relations is also very important. And these are a lot of the objectives of really looking at a manager's job and how effective that job is as a leader and motivating others. Then finally, in week 8, it's all about motivation and leadership. They go hand in hand. And we look at research on cultural dimensions of leadership as tools to understand how we truly motivate people in different cultures around the globe and different leadership styles and customs and all of that coming together. So enjoy the rest of the course. I've enjoyed reading your threads and your essays, and I look forward perhaps to seeing you, or at least online, okay, in the next course that I am doing in term 4, and that is going to be leading change. As we speak, I'm putting that one together. I think you'll like it. Anyway, let me know if you need further help in any areas and you know how to get me. Professor DeChico.